For the editing process of Awakening the Vulnerable Heart, I knew I wanted to take my poems and put them in a really thoughtful order to really guide the reader on the journey that I took. I created different categories of the poems that I had. Some of them touched on the decision to make the big life change. A bunch of the poems focused on what it looked like to have an open and vulnerable heart. There was longing, there was fear, there was excitement, there was wonder. I created a section about the power of nature and its ability to really provide insight and clarity. And finally, the book comes to a close, coming full circle with really embracing transformation and finding fortitude from within. As far as how I came across Telltale, it's an amazing story. I have a friend who's an author, and I had been meaning to reach out to her, and she just happened to like a picture that I had on Facebook, so I reached out to her. She mentioned 2 publishing houses that might be good for poetry. I happened to go to them and clicked on Telltale, and that's how I met Callie. Callie and her team took my vision from my dreams to reality. Within less than 2.5 months, we went from signing contract to having the book ready for publication. Every aspect of this book has been so serendipitous, and I am so grateful to the help of Telltale for making this dream come true. If I had to give any advice to other people writing, it would be to write your heart, write your spirit, and beautiful things will happen. One of my favorite poems from my collection is Floating Dock. What I love most about it is its longing and its beautiful vulnerability. Floating Dock. I'm your safe harbor in the vastness of the unbound ocean. There are no lighthouses leading to me, only sanguine circles. Moor yourself to my steadfast planks, and together we will ride out exuberant wave after exuberant wave after exuberant wave. Fate makes no promise of next week, forever, or tomorrow. We are simply entangled with one another, right here, right now. As you drift back to familiar shores, gaze into my eyes until the expanse between us becomes too great. When you recount the tale of how passion and infatuation were stronger than fiber, chain, or wire, may you forever think of me. In 2020, I celebrated a milestone birthday. The reason and season for my 30-year relationship was coming to a close, and we experienced a global pandemic. Around that time, the thought came to me, if I had to defend the life that I was living as being my most authentic and true, could I? And the answer that came to me was no. I knew I needed to make some changes. Around that time, I started catching poems for the first time and really started connecting with nature in a way that I had never been able to do before. And those wonderful occurrences were what brought about Awakening the Vulnerable Heart.